So it's one thing to feel personally rejected. It's a whole other thing when it feels like the whole world is just falling apart. Psalm 74 asks a hard question. God, why do you stand back while enemies destroy your sanctuary? If you're wrestling with big questions about God's silence today, let's dig into this together. Hey there, family. It's Rachel here, and we're continuing our journey through the book of Psalm, and we are reading Psalm chapter 74. So Psalm 74 reflects communal lament over the destruction of the Lord's sanctuary, likely connected to the Babylonian invasion and the burning of the temple, which we see in 2 Kings 25. The psalmist Asaph struggles with the apparent contradiction between God's covenant promises and visible national devastation that he is seeing. Let's go ahead and read Psalm 74 together right now. Oh God, why have you rejected us so long? Why is your anger so intense against the sheep of your own pasture? Remember that we are the people you chose long ago, the tribe you redeemed as your own special possession. And remember Jerusalem, your home here on earth. Walk through the awful ruins of the city. See how the enemy has destroyed your sanctuary. There your enemies shouted their victorious battle cries. There they set up their battle standards. They swung their axes like woodcutters in a forest. With axes and picks, they smashed the carved paneling. They burned your sanctuary to the ground. They defiled the place that bears your name. Then they thought, let's destroy everything. So they burned down all the places where God was worshipped. We no longer see your miraculous signs. All the prophets are gone, and no one can tell us when it will end. How long, O God, will you allow our enemies to insult you? Will you let them dishonor your name forever? Why do you hold back your strong right hand? Unleash your powerful fist and destroy them. You, O God, are my king from ages past, bringing salvation to the earth. You split the sea by your strength and smashed the heads of the sea monsters. You crushed the heads of the Leviathan and let the desert animals eat them. You caused the springs and the streams to gush forth, and you dried up rivers that never run dry. Both day and night belong to you. You made the starlight and the sun. You set the boundaries of the earth, and you made both summer and winter. See how these enemies insult you, Lord. A foolish nation has dishonored your name. Don't let these wild beasts destroy your turtle doves. Don't forget your suffering people forever. Remember your covenant promises, for the land is full of darkness and violence. Don't let the downtrodden be humiliated again. Instead, let the poor and needy praise your name. Arise, O God, and defend your cause. Remember how these fools insult you all day long. Don't overlook what your enemies have said or their growing uproar. So this psalm was written by Asaph, and I want us to take a look at verses 20 through 22. He says, remember your covenant promises, for the land is full of darkness and violence. Don't let the downtrodden be humiliated again. Instead, let the poor and needy praise your name. Arise, O God, and defend your cause. Remember how these fools insult you all day long. I want us to recognize what he is doing right here. He is reminding the Lord of his covenant, and he's also reminding him of his authority. The reason that he is doing this is because when we are praying and when we are crying out to God, we have to acknowledge who he is and the authority that he carries. God already knows that he's over all of these things, but sometimes we forget that. And when situations get challenging, we need to be reminded of the authority that God carries no matter what it looks like. I love that he says, remember your covenant promises. And then in verse 22, he says, God, defend your cause. All of this boils down to God defending his cause, that the Lord is going to defend his reputation. And that is what Asaph is reminding the Lord to do in this moment. Lord, defend your cause, your reputation for we, your people. And it's okay if sometimes that's our prayer. Lord, defend me for your reputation. When we are image bearers for Christ, we can ask the Lord to defend us in situations so that he can get the glory at the end of the day. That is what Asaph was praying, and that is what we can pray as well. All right, ready? It's time for today's daily seed. Temple destruction represented more than military defeat. It symbolized the collapse of Israel's central worship system and raised profound theological questions about God's presence. Prophets like Jeremiah and Ezekiel wrestled with similar tensions, emphasizing that covenant unfaithfulness had consequences. but did not nullify God's long-term purposes. Psalm 74 teaches us that seasons of lost and unanswered questions are a part of the biblical faith journey that we're on, inviting honest lament alongside continued hope. So let me ask you this question. How has God revealed himself to you during seasons of loss, difficulty, grief, or lament? Let's talk about that in the comments. Listen, I know your days are nonstop, and sometimes your faith just feels tested. You want a real relationship with God, but you need a space where you can actually ask questions and get those answers that you've been pursuing. Well, inside our Deeper Roots community, we provide the tools like context checks, exclusive podcasts, short audio teachings, resources to help you stay consistent even when life is kind of chaotic. So it's time for you to go from just reading the word to truly living it. Join me at wordandseed.com/community and get rooted. And as a reminder, after watching this video, I want you to grab the Your Summer in the Psalms journal and spend about 15 to 20 minutes reading the text in the journal again, listening to it on the YouVersion Bible plan, and then writing it out in your own writing. All of this being done in a different translation. This process is going to help it to stick as you meditate on what you learned today. And as always, time with God is time that you will never regret spending. I will see you in Psalm chapter 75.